Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to my channel one more time. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing because we talk about a lot of interesting topics, especially about the end of time, the coming of the Mahdi, the Dajjal, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. You do not want to miss out on this important topic. Now, we have seen in the past, in today's topic, that some of the countries, how they were actually bullying Iran. Now, we have seen what happened with the UAE tanker, right? That happened last year, I believe, in 2020. Also in 2019, is going on for a long time. Actually, if it's even hard now for us to remember exactly all of the events. But the point here is that we are seeing a trend where Iran is being bullied or pressured by a lot of these countries, including UAE, Saudi Arabia, and we also have now Israel, saying that Iran has done something, we need to take action. This country is bad, this country is doing so many evils, and that we are not being able to confront. We need to team up, we need to form a coalition. If you guys are failing to do that, we're gonna go all by ourselves. In other words, we are seeing this thing, the accusations, and I'm going to be playing a video in a second. These accusations against Iran is nothing new. It happened in the past. Every time something will sink, looks like in the Gulf of in the Persian Gulf, Persian Ocean, and the Mediterranean Sea, even Pacific Sea, wherever it is, looks like it is always Iran who is responsible. And this is something very, very unfortunate, but this is happening. Now, what is the main reason for this accusations against Iran that is coming over and over again? We have seen even United States, they were saying that yes, Iran is responsible, yes, they did this. What is the reason? We'll be talking about that in a second, but let me play this video, inshallah, then you will have a better idea what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Minutes after Joe Biden was sworn in as US President last week, Israel's Prime Minister released a congratulatory video referencing a warm personal friendship and also his government's immediate priority for the new administration.
And to confront common challenges, chief among them the threat posed by Iran.
On Tuesday, Israel's top general turned up the volume, saying he was preparing new attack plans targeting Iran.
Okay, so this is what happened, but now listen to this one. Okay, this news, it came just today. It is saying that there was this, looks like Israel has like a ship or something like that, and the ship all of a sudden it was set on fire, and they did not know who did this. Now, for Israel, who will do it other than Iran? So they are saying that Iran, you did this, this mysterious thing that happened. If you can read from here, you are responsible. So this is not the first time. This is happening again. Iran's foreign ministry, they have rejected as usual. Why Iran would do something like that, right? So they said, no, this is not us. We did not do this thing. But Israel said that no, you were responsible for the last week's Israeli-owned ship in the Gulf of Oman, again in the Gulf of the Persian Gulf, wherever it is. Whenever something is off, whenever something is happening unusual, it is Iran. So Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, now he made the accusation in an interview. So you can imagine the Prime Minister himself, the head of state himself, is saying, what does it mean? He's saying that Iran is responsible. What does it mean? Do you know what does it mean in a political way? In a diplomatic term, it means war. And this is the reason why UAE did not accuse Iran when their tanker was sunk I think in 2020 or maybe in 2019. I'm not 100% sure. This is the reason, because UAE knows the moment you say, well, this is what Iran did to my ship, my tank, that means Iran has waged war and now you have to go. So UAE said, no, we're not going to go to that far. Even Saudi Arabia, they said, yeah, let's see what happened. Even their ship, when it was sunk, they even did not, they didn't even come out in public and saying that, what, this is what Iran did. No, they never said that. Yes, they accused Iran by some other officials, but not by the head of state. And officially, Saudi Arabia, UAE, these countries, they never dared to actually say something against Iran. Now, I'm not supporting Iran, but I feel bad sometimes that these things are happening that we need to stop. Now, the point here is that, very, very important. The point here is that why these things are happening and when this will end. Because if Israel is having problem with Iran all the time, almost every single day, would this end? Where this will end? What is the solution? A lot of people, even people from the Joe Biden administration, they have agreed. Even actually the U.S. political experts, they even acknowledged that this thing is not being handled properly. Everybody is making mistakes. Trump made a mistake. Biden is making mistakes. So they are the expert. They're saying this is something getting out of control. We can do nothing about it, looks like. And so the question begs, so what will happen? Like, there is no solution. We will see this thing happening, and how far it will go before Israel will be like, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to go after Iran. Because, dear brothers and sisters, remember one thing. These things that happens, it will have consequences. Okay, if you think, well, this is a one-off isolated incident, nothing will happen, nobody will, nothing will change, you are wrong. These things are happening and they will have consequences. And this is, dear brothers and sisters, we need to be talking about. So the final part, the solution to this problem between the tension that Israel has with many other countries, not maybe Iran, but many other countries, is because there is a ayat from the Quran. I want to share that with you because this ayat is very, very interesting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, he talks about the nature of Fir'aun. Okay, he said, وَنُورِيَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَامَانَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا مِنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَحْذَرُونَ. Okay, basically means وَنُورِيَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَامَانَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا مَا كَانُوا يَحْذَرُونَ basically means that we have shown Pharaoh, his Haman, and also the party of Pharaoh, things that would make them worry. Okay, things that would make them fear. So in other words, Pharaoh used to fear that one day his kingdom will be taken away. And Allah Azza wa Jal used to do exactly that. He would put fear in their heart that one day they will lose everything. And not only that, it happened to only Pharaoh, but also it happened to Haman and Junudahuma and his soldiers, to his army. When we talk about this situation and we want to find a solution to the problem that is happening right now, dear brothers and sisters, there is only one solution, which is that Israel needs to stop feeling the way Pharaoh was feeling. Will that happen? Allahu Alam. But there is a possibility that hopefully one day they will understand, you know what, we do not need to freak out as much as we are right now. Iran is really not that much of a big deal. Let's, play it cool. They are feeling exactly what Pharaoh felt. Pharaoh was like, oh, my kingdom will be taken away. Somebody will come and they will, I will lose everything. This is exactly the mentality of these people, the Israeli have right now, until that will stop, until they will come to this sense, this awakening that, you know what, let's just not freak out. Let's not feel that insecure anymore. Let's, play it cool. Whatever Iran is doing, they cannot harm us the way we're thinking right now. Until that happens, this will never happen, never stop. Now, the reason this is happening, wallahi, the reason this is happening is because of some political leaders. Okay, it's not happening because the whole country is freaking out against Iran. It is some people who are in power. They are so greedy. They want to hold on to the power for so long. They never want to let it go. So what they do is they use Iran as a pawn and saying that, you know what, this this country is dangerous to us. Unless I'm in power, unless I am your leader, they're going to attack us. This is the kind of like a sense they're creating. This is the atmosphere they're creating in the country for the people to fear Iran so that they will vote for those leaders. Subhanallah, this is what the other reason that I found why this thing, the feeling, I should say, the feeling that we see from Israel about Iran is happening. Now, in the final point, I want to mention a few things. Again, as I speak about the end of time, the coming of the Mahdi, Dajjal, Yajuj and Majuj, one thing very important for all of us to understand is that we will see, as I said, Malhama taking place before the coming of the Mahdi, Yajuj and Majuj and Dajjal, the major sign. We'll see Malhama taking place, like small stuff happening. Then there will be like a big escalation. Allahu Alam what will happen. But looks like, as you have seen, US, they have made their military, stronger in some part of the European countries, in some of the NATO countries. So in other words, America, US, they always fear that Russia might do something what Germany did to Poland in the WW2. This is why you are seeing these reinforcements of military all the time. We will see some kind of, we have already seen some escalations in the hand of Putin when he went to Georgia and he tried to annex Crimea, and he did that. What would be his next step? Allahu alam. But whatever it is, it could come from that side. It could come from the side of China-US relationship, China-Taiwan. They want to fight over this country. Whatever way it is going to happen, it will happen at the end of the day, which will give rise to this Malhama, which we hope will not happen, because, brothers and sisters, any escalation right now is going to be a disaster. So we hope and pray that these things will calm down, that Israel and Iran relationship will be normal, maybe, I do not know when, but we can just pray for that. Again, thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Like this video, share this video, inshallah. I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.